Hi, I'm Devin Deen, Content Director here at ProjectManager.com. Hi, welcome to today's whiteboard session. Over the last few weeks, we've had a lot of requests from you users out there about how to use the ProjectManager.com service on an Agile project. So I thought what I'd do today is just take the opportunity to entreat you with how I would use it and how I use that ProjectManager.com when I'm doing Agile projects. Be certainly interested to hear your feedback on my approach, and certainly give us some feedback on how you're using it on an Agile project. And remember, once again, if there are any features that you'd like to see in the product stack, make sure you put the click on the Request a Feature button, which we've just enabled, and that request will get into our development team. So first off, the most important thing is on an Agile project, communication and collaboration are key. That sort of philosophy and that concept is built into the ProjectManager.com service, so use all the features per normal. I wouldn't not use any of the features. Certainly use the issues, use the scheduling, use the document repository, messaging. All of that is very important in terms of communication and collaboration, and none of that goes out the window just because you're doing an Agile project. So use all the features as per normal. Where the difference is how you actually organize your tasks, how you manage your changes, and then also how do you track it. So I'm just going to focus in on those three items for the moment. Now, as you know, in an Agile project, you've got your story, you've got your backlog of requirements, and then you've got the tasks that go into actually making the backlog possible, delivering on that set of prioritized requirements. The Gantt chart within ProjectManager.com is there for you to use. Most people use it in a traditional waterfall manner, but if you're doing an Agile project, certainly use that Gantt chart, but don't put your task in there like you would a traditional waterfall project. Put your start and end date of the task to be the same for all the tasks. Take the tasks that you're going to do in that particular sprint, list them in the columns on the left on tasks to do. Definitely put your resources on them and put your effort, the effort estimates. But on the start and end dates, put them at the start date is the start of your sprint, and the end date is the end date of your sprint. So you're basically going to have a column of tasks with the same start and end date for that particular sprint. The next thing you do is your changes. Now, in the change module, that's traditionally where you would put any of the new change requests that would come through from your project stakeholders and your user group. I would use the changes module to track your backlog. Put your list of requirements in there. Every item on the backlog goes into the change repository, and you can identify which of those that you're doing for each sprint. The reason why I do this is because in Agile project management, items in the backlog drop in and drop out as the team progresses through the sprint. So the best place to keep the list of backlog requirements is in that change module. So that's where I would put all the backlog, put it in your changes, and track which ones are being done in each of the sprints that you're doing to achieve your end result. Lastly, how do you actually track that project, that Agile project, using ProjectManager.com web service? Well, in an Agile project, the things you're going to focus on and how many tasks that you've completed for every given day in that sprint, and how many hours have been expended on every day of the sprint. Same principles apply here using the ProjectManager.com service. You'll be able to get a report if your team members are using the time sheeting module. They'll be able to put in how much time they're doing against each of the tasks, and so you can run the report at the end of the day to figure out which of the team members are completing their task, which tasks have been completed, and how many hours have been expended up to date. By getting that information, you can pull that together in a spreadsheet and put that in your status report for your burn chart. So some really simple ways to use the service in an Agile project. Be very keen to hear your feedback and how you're doing Agile projects using ProjectManager.com. And certainly, once again, if there's any features that you're not seeing in there that you want to see, in particular in doing Agile projects, certainly request that on the request feature. Thank you very much. Have a great day. For more project management whiteboard sessions and all your project manager needs, come see us at ProjectManager.com.